dear students, this is Mrs. Shaymah Gharib and today's lesson about factors. Let's start by revising some important rules before you watch any video. You have to sit in a quiet place. You should have your pen and a piece of paper to take notes and to solve questions. You should pause the video after each question, then you try to answer on your own. Then you play the video to check your answer and to understand the question in case you get a wrong answer. Are you ready? Let's start. First, let's remember together some important information before we start our lesson. The answer of any addition sentence is called, do you remember? Sum or total. The answer of any subtraction sentence is called, yes, difference. The answer of any division sentence is called, yes, quotient. What about the answer of any multiplication sentence? Yes, it's called product. And from this word, we are going to start our lesson today. To get the product, we have to multiply a number by another number. Is this clear? These two numbers are called factors of this product. So the numbers that we multiply together to get a product are called factors. Is this clear? Let's see. We need to complete this multiplication sentence to get 12 as a product. What do you think? Let's start from the smallest number, which is number 1. 1 times what gives it 12? 1 times 12. Then number 2. 2 times what gives 12? 2 times 6. Then what do you think? 3 times 4. Now I will reverse the order. So 1 times 12, same as 12 times 1. 2 times 6, same as 6 times 2. 3 times 4, same as 4 times 3. Now, I wrote all the multiplication sentence that could give 12. Now, can you list the factors of 12? Let's list it together. We said factors are the number when we multiply them together, we get the product. So, the first two factors I have 1 and 12. And 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. Should I repeat these factors one more time? I finished these factors. What do you think? Now, you have to know that we don't repeat any factor when we list the factors of a number. So if there are any repeated factors, we do not write it when we list factors of a number. Is this clear? Let's see. One more example about factors of 24. We are going to write all the possible multiplication sentences that gives 24 as a product. So 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, and 4 times 6. And now I'm going to write them in a different order. 24 times 1, 12 times 2, 8 times 3, and also 6 times 4. Now, can we list the factors of 24? Of course. And remember, we said we don't repeat any factors. So I'm going to list them. 1, 24, 2, 12, 3, 8, 4, and 6. And please, you can arrange these numbers in order or you can leave it as it is because the order doesn't matter. So you can write them as 1, 2, 3, 4, then 6, 8, 12, 24, or you can leave them as they are. It's up to you. And as we said before, never repeat any factor when we list factors of a number. Now let's talk about the common factors. We listed factors of 12 as 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4. And we listed factors of 24 as 1, 24, 2, 12, 3, 8, 4, and 6. Now, let's try to find the common factors between the two numbers, between the 12 and the 24. What is the first common factor you can see here? 1 and 1, so it will be 1. So 1 is a common factor between all numbers, not only the 12 and 24. What else? I can see 2 and 2. So 2 also is a common factor between 24 and 12. And also number 12 is a common factor between 12 and 24. What else? Number 6 is a common factor between 12 and 24. What else? Number 3 is a common factor between 12 and 24. Do we have any other common factors? Yes, we still have number 4. So number 4 also is a common factor between number 12 and number 24. What do you notice here? All the factors of 12 are common factors between the 12 and 24. Do you know why? Can you think of the reason? Because number 12 itself is a factor of number 24, which means all the factors of number 12 are also factors of number 24. Is this clear now? Now do you understand the meaning of common factors between any two numbers or more? Let's see what next. These are the common factors between 12 and 24, the 1 and 12 and 2, 6, 3, 4, and we said they are the factors of 12 as well. Let's see this question. What is the highest common factor between the 12 and the 24? These are the common factors between the 12 and 24. So which one is the highest common factor? Which means the biggest factor, the biggest common factor, the greatest common factor. Number 12, of course. Look at this question. What is the common factor between all numbers? We said it before. Do you remember? It's number 1. 1 is a common factor between all numbers. Could 0 be a factor of any number? Why? Think of the reason. This is a very nice question. I want all of you to think of it. The answer is no, 0 could not be a factor of any number. Why? Because if we multiplied any number by 0, the answer will be always 0. Is this clear? The highest common factor is called HCF, for highest common factor. So we can say highest common factor or HCF. Is this clear now? Now, let's see how we can list the factors using divisibility rules. First, we have to start in order from 1 until you reach a repeated factor, and we'll know together the meaning of all these steps in details. Write factors in pairs to avoid any mistake. Always start with 1 and the number itself. Put a comma between factors. Then check divisibility by 2, then 3, then 4, etc. till you reach a repeated factor. Let's see this example. List all the factors of 42. We said first I will use divisibility rules, and the first two factors I know are 1 and the number itself. So I will write 1, comma 42. We said put a comma between factors. Here it is. Then I will check divisibility starting by number 2. I will ask myself, is 42 divisible by 2? Yes, of course. Why? Because it's an even number. Now, I have to know 2 times what gives 42. How to get the other factor? By dividing the 42 by 2. 42 divided by 2 equals 21. So the two factors that give 42 are 2 and 21. I'm done with the 1. I'm done with the 2. Now I will think of the 3. Is 42 divisible by 3? How to check divisibility by 3? Add the digits. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Is 6 divisible by 3 or is 6 a multiple of 3? Yes. Then number 3 is a factor of 42. How to get the other factor? I will divide the 42 by 3. So 42 divided by 3 equals 14. So 3 and 14. Always start with 1 and the number itself. Write factors in pairs. Why I ask you to write factors in pairs? Because this is the best way to minimize the error. Because I don't want anyone to forget to write one of the factors. Because if you forgot to write any of the factors, you will lose the mark. So keep them in pairs at the beginning until you get all the factors. Is this clear? After 3, I will think of number 4. Is 42 divisible by 4? Of course not. It's not even in table 4. The closest multiple of 4 is 40, then 44. So 42 is not a multiple of 4. Also, I can check divisibility by finding the half of the number twice. Half 42 is 21. Can I find the half of 21? No, because it's an odd number, so the half will not be a whole number. So number 42 is not divisible by 4. Now, after the 4, I will check the 5. Is it divisible by 5? Of course not, because the number is divisible by 5 if it ends with 0 or 5. Is it divisible by 6? Yes, of course. Because it's divisible by 2 and it's divisible by 3. So it must be divisible by 6. So 6 and 7. 6 times 7 gives 42. Now, I'm done with the 1, with the 2, with the 3, and with the 6. What comes after 6? 7. Is 42 divisible by 7? Yes, 7 times 6. And I already wrote it here. And this is what do I mean by till you reach a repeated factor. Now the factors will start to be repeated, which means no more factors and you have to stop here. So now I listed all the factors of the 42 as 1, 42, 2, 21, 3, 14, 6, and 7. You can leave them as they are, or you can write them in order as 1, then 2, then 3, then 6, then 7, 14, 21, and 42. Is this clear? Now, let's see one more example. List all the factors of 72. We said we are going to start by the first two factors, the 1 and the number itself. So I will write 1 and 72. Then I will check the divisibility in order. After the 1, I will think of the 2. Is 72 divisible by 2? Yes, because it's an even number. So what is the other factor with the 2? 2 times what gives 72? 2 and 36. So 2 times 36 gives 72. After the 2, I will check divisibility by 3. Is 72 divisible by 3? How? I will add the digits. 7 plus 2 equals 9, and 9 is a multiple of 3. So 3 is a factor of 72. 3 times what gives 72? I will divide the 72 by 3 to check the factor. So it will be 3 and 24. 3 times 24 gives the 72. Then I will check the 4. Is 72 divisible by 4? I will try to find the half twice. If I can find the half twice, then the number is divisible by 4. Half the 72 is 36. Can I have the 36 one more time? Yes, of course. So 72 is divisible by 4. 4 and 18. 4 times 18 gives 72. 72 divided by 4 equals 18. After the 4, I will check the divisibility of 5. Is 72 divisible by 5? No, it does not end with 0 or 5. After 5, I will check the 6. Is 72 divisible by 6? Of course. Why? Because it is divisible by 2 and 3. So 6 times what gives 72? 6 times 12. After the 6, I will check the 7. Is 72 multiple of 7 or divisible by 7? Of course not. I have in the multiples of 7, 70, then 77. What about 8? How to check divisibility by 8? I can find the half of the number 3 times. Half of 72 is 36. This is the first half. The second half is 18. Can I find the half of the 18? Yes, it's 9, which means 72 is divisible by 8, which is 8 times 9. After the 8 is 9. Is 72 divisible by 9? Yes, and we already wrote it here as 8 times 9, which means the factors will start to be repeated, which means no more factors, and I will stop here. Then I can rewrite all these factors in order. And we said before, we prefer to write them in pairs at the beginning, just to be able to cover all the factors and not to forget any of the factors. Is this clear now? Let's see. Now we are going to talk about the highest common factor in detail. First, by using the column method and by using the listing method. Let's see how to find the highest common factor. What is the highest common factor between 40 and 60? First, we are going to solve using the column method. Then we are going to solve it using the listing method. Let's start by the first method, the column method. I will write the two numbers next to each other, as you can see, 40 and 60. Then I will draw this line on the left side, as you can see. What next? I will divide both numbers by any common factor. Can you think of any common factor between 40 and 60? Actually, there are many. We can divide both of them by 2. We can divide both of them by 5. We can divide both of them by 10. I will start by the smallest one. It's up to you. You can start by any common factor. I will start here by number 2. 40 divided by 2, and I will write it here on the left side, as you can see. 40 divided by 2 equals, I will write the answer here, 20. Then 60 divided by 2 equals, I will write the answer here under the 60, which is 30. So 40 divided by 2 is 20, 60 divided by 2 is 30. Now I have two new numbers, 20 and 30. I will repeat the same step exactly. I will divide by a common factor. So I can think of many common factors. I will choose here to divide by 2. 20 divided by 2 equals 10. 30 divided by 2 equals 15. Now I have two new numbers. I will repeat the same step. I need to think of a common factor between the 10 and the 15. Can I divide both of them by 2? No. Can I divide both of them by 3? No. But I can divide both of them by 5. So I will divide by 5 because we said we must divide by a common factor. For example, I cannot divide the 10 by 2 and leave the 15. No, I have to divide both numbers by the same factor. So 10 divided by 5 equals 2, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. Is this clear now? I will repeat the same step. I have 2 and 3. Can I divide both numbers by a common factor? Do you know any common factor between the 2 and 3, but it's not 1? Of course not. There is no common factor between the 2 and 3 but the 1. So I will stop here. No more common factors to divide by. Now, what is the next step? I'm going to multiply these three numbers together. So 2 times 2 times 5, 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 5 is 20, which means the highest common factor between 40 and 60 is number 20. Now, let's try the listing method. I'm going to list all the factors of 40 as 1 using the divisibility rules. 1, 40, then I will try the 2, 2 and 20, then I will try the 4, 4 times 10, then I will try the 5, 5 and 8, and so on. Then I will list all the factors of 60 as 1, 60, 2, 30, 3, 20, 4, 15, 5, 12, 6, and 10. And after I finish listing using the divisibility rules, I will look at the factors here and the factors for the second number. Then I will pick the biggest common factor, which is 20. So now the highest common factor between 40 and 60 is 20. Now, do you know the two methods? You can choose which method you prefer because both of them are good for you. But in my opinion, this one takes less time than this one, especially if you're not that good in division facts. Okay? Now let's remember some important information in today's lesson. We don't repeat any factor when we list the factors of a number. 1 is a common factor between all numbers. Factors are whole numbers, and this is really important. Factors shouldn't be decimal numbers or fractions or mixed numbers. It must be always whole numbers. We can find the factors using times table facts or divisibility rules. We write comma between factors. Better to write factors in pairs, as we said, to avoid missing any factor. The highest common factor is called HCF. We can calculate the highest common factor by listing factors of each number, then we choose the highest common factor. We can also find the highest common factor between numbers using the column method. Is this clear now? Let's see what did we learn today. We learned about what are factors, how do we find the factors of a number, how do we list the factors of a number, common factors between numbers, and highest common factor between numbers. Now, are you ready for the questions time? Let's start. Write all the factors of 36. So we are going to use the listing method. I will start by 1 and 36. Then I will check the divisibility rules by 2, then 3, then 4, until I reach a repeated factor. Until I reach 6, so it will be 6 times 6. I will write only 1, 6. So 1 and 36, the first two factors, then 2 times 18, because 36 is divisible by 2, then divisibility by 3, so it will be 3 and 12. Then I will check 4, 4 and 9, 4 times 9, 36. I will check the 5, 36 is not divisible by 5, I will check this 6. 6 times 6 gives 36, but I will write only one 6 and I will stop here because I don't repeat factors, and I stop when the factors start to be repeated. Now, question 2, write 4 common factors of 48 and 60. I will think of a common factor, a number that I can divide both numbers with. Can I divide both numbers by 2? Yes, because both of them are even, so 2 is a common factor. Can I divide both numbers by 3? Yes, this number is divisible by 3 and this number is divisible by 3. So I can say that 3 is a common factor. Can I divide both numbers by 4? Yes, so 4 also is a common factor. Can I divide both numbers by 5? No. Can I divide both numbers by 6? Yes, so 6 is a common factor. And also I have 12 because I can divide both numbers by 12. Is this clear now? How to check common factors? Let's see. What is the highest common factor of 27 and 18? We are going to use the column method, 27 and 18. Then I will start to divide by a common factor, which is 3. I can divide both of them by 3. I cannot divide both of them by 2. That's why I didn't use the 2, because 27 is not divisible by 2. But it is divisible by 3, and the 18 is divisible by 3 as well. So 27 divided by 3 equals 9. 18 divided by 3 equals 6. I will divide one more time by 3. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. I have 3 and 2. I cannot do any more division, which means I will multiply these two numbers together. It will give me 9. So the highest common factor between these two numbers is 9. I can also try the listing method by listing all the factors of 27 as 1 and 27, 3 and 9. And the factors of 18 as 1, 18, 2, 9, 3 and 6. Now I will pick the biggest common factor between the two numbers, which is number 9. So now the highest common factor of 27 and 18 is number 9. This is the end of our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any question, please feel free to leave a comment and I will answer you as soon as possible. See you next video, and please remember that your feedback is highly appreciated. Thank you very much and see you soon.